You are listening to the Urban Sports Scene with Wole and Ray, and we are part of Empire Media and EmpireMedia.com. All right, folks, it's time for HBCU Corner. Right here with us, we have North Carolina Central University's women's basketball coach, Trisha Stafford-Odom. What's up, coach, and welcome to HBCU Corner with the Urban Sports Scene.
Wole, what's up? Ray, good to see you. Good to talk to you. Great to be here, you guys.
Like we mentioned prior to this, the recording.
Yeah.
Ray and I said that we met you at the shore, at Eastern Shore, while you were coaching in that game. And I told Ray, sitting beside her, I was like, hey, sitting beside Ray, I was like, Ray, I like her. I like her.
Oh man, I hope it wasn't the mumblings under my breath that you could hear. But I do remember that encounter. I really, really do, because believe it or not, I'm focused, I'm engaged, but I also see everything around. I got my head on the swivel. So the comment, I loved it. It was encouraging. Y'all got me hyped a little bit. So I remember you guys. It was a great first impression.
Yeah, thank you, man. I just like that you were into it. Like as a coach, you're into it for your girls. And that girl Burks, I was just impressed with her. Jay, she was like step out there. Oh yeah, that Jay was something.
Yeah. I think that day and a couple of other games in the conference, Kamira Burks went nuts.
Mm-hmm.
She has the capability of shooting with tremendous range. She could be conscious-less at some points, which is good and bad. I think you have to not care about the environment when you're gonna be the best player there is, because you can't be concerned with what people say, what people think. You just got to go out there and hoop. Great example, Miami Heat right now. They don't care, so they go get it done. And Burks, man, she shoots it. She thinks her range as soon as she steps in, and all I got to do is just calm her down. Sometimes like, give me a better shot. After the ball comes back to you, maybe you let that one fly.
Hey, she plays to the last second though. That's what I love about her. Against Norfolk in the tournament, she ain't give up. She played her hardest all the way until the game was over.
Even when
it was in doubt at the last waning second, she was still chirping too. I was like, that's what's up.
Listen, that's who she is from the inside out. Chicago young lady, been through a lot. She has no fear. Great kid off the court, and wants to please, to be honest. I mean, one thing she's focused on this past season, was to get better defensively. I mean, she understands, she doesn't want to be a one side of the ball player and being known as just a shooter. And I'm telling her, look, we as a staff are trying to make you a complete player, because nobody has the specialty that you do. I mean, you shoot like crazy. She shoots and talks, no question about it. So now I'm like, back it up on both sides of the ball. Back it up on both ends.
It's called that Mamba mentality, right?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, man. Those things, I don't know if you can teach them. They're kind of somewhere inbred.
You can't teach it. I'm sorry, you just can't teach it. Hey, so Coach, Ray and I, we want to do a tour of HBCU. So in terms of Central, what's a go-to spot to eat?
Oh, now you catering to the fat side of me right now.
Just don't do that.
I mean, you see me light up, right? So down the street, I'm sure it's an African-American owned restaurant. It used to be a food truck, and I don't know the history, so I'm learning as we go. But Let's Eat Soul Food. It's now a restaurant.
Okay.
They have different days of specialties. I know Thursday today, that might be I don't know what it is, but now you're gonna make me hungry and go over there and get something. But I think it's something that I started eating when I've come here. Why am I going nuts? I don't know. I can't remember the special. You got Let's Eat Soul Food. You've got Dame's Chicken and Waffles downtown. Then there are a chain of restaurants, soul food restaurants. There's Try Fish Soul Food. I've tried them all, but they have varieties, and I don't think they're gonna get our blood pressure up too high.
All right, let me ask you then.
Not go wrong.
Saying that, can you give us a healthy spot? I don't know why he asked you about food when he don't hardly eat. Look,
I eat when I go out of town, though, bro. I eat when I go out of town.
Hey, this fact at the MEAC tournament, he was making almond butter and jelly sandwiches. He ain't even eat. Look,
that's a fact.
So you got like a smoothie.
Ain't lying.
I'm always gonna go with Tropical Smoothie Cafe.
Oh, we got that here.
We got that in PG County in Maryland.
We got Jamba Juice. There's Kale's Kitchen. There's lot of healthy foods. You just have to make your choices. You have to make healthy choices.
Why are you talking about the almond butter? You gonna reference that? You gonna bring that up?
Yeah, the almond butter, peanut butter, and jelly joint.
You'll call me
exactly.
It
burns calories, right?
Yeah. Hey, listen. I'm trying to tell you, my man, he mixed it up a little bit. It's all good though. But I want to ask you again. We did have a prior discussion. We can't share on air all of it, but you got the PWI experience at Cal. So talk about the difference between Cal's homecoming and what you see at Central.
That's how you gonna phrase it right now. Come on, Ray. Oh shoot. Cal, wonderful institution. For years, it was the #1 public institution in America. So a proud Golden Bear. But I've never seen a homecoming that comes close. Not in Berkeley, California. No. And like we said, off air, I mean, I'm a West Coast kid all day. You know what I'm saying? But I had to learn about HBCUs on the job because we don't have them out there. There is nothing like the pride of being an Eagle. People are absolutely proud to have been a part of this institution, to have, generation after generation that have been here, and the ones here now. I mean, the difference is, I guess, the spirit, if that's one word, it's the spirited environment and the pride that goes along with it. But I mean, it's cracking. I mean, it's their motorhomes, like RVs, got the RV row, you got barbecue pits, you have little taste test all over. So you got a little bit of everything. The elderly, the kids, there's something for everybody. And then our championship team now is putting out the product that's dope. Coach Jerry Mack was here before when I came, had a winning tradition. I think it took a little lull, but Trey Oliver right now, national champ. So people want to be here in this environment, watching our football team and everything about it.
Hey, I might get in trouble for this, but I'm being real. Wole, you already know where I was. I was at the Aggie Eagle Classic last year, and y'all might have the best cheerleaders in the MEAC.
Oh, yeah. I mean, before I started coaching, I was trying out, but that wasn't my niche. So I just went on over to coach. But what I do know, the coach does an outstanding job. She got them on fire. Sometimes in the evenings I come in, some kids may want to come shoot or whatever, and the coaches in here, they're getting it in, like full-fledged workouts. Like, it is no joke. So they have done an outstanding job. The cheerleaders, the spirit team, and there are a couple of different names of the groups of dancers and stuff, and champagne, like they getting it in. So I'm proud to say I'm a part of that. They are not boring. They will give you a show in sync, coordination, dressed well, and they getting it done. They kind of look like me, but
I feel you. So, Coach, you talked about Cal. In 4 seasons in Cal, you averaged 15 points. In 92, you averaged 23 points a game. So you was hooping for real. Like, you was getting it in. You was getting it in. So, like, and during that time, who was the team you just like getting buckets against?
Wow. I mean, thank you for knowing that. But that's a long time ago, man.
But everybody got a team that I gave them the business. Like, I gave that person.
I don't want to sound crazy, but it was Pac-10. I want to say Pac-9 of them got buckets. That's what I want to say, but we on air, so I won't say that. But Stanford was the rival. I mean, they kicked everybody's butt. Coach Tara Vanderveer will be a Hall of Fame coach, and she's still doing well, still doing her thing. And that was just a championship program, but that was actually Cal Berkeley's rival. I remember one of the biggest games of my collegiate career was when we were able to take them down. We beat them, and that was a big deal. We got Jennifer Azzi. They've got so many heralded players that played in that program and that system. Val Whiting. So to beat them, it was a major deal. UCLA was a team that that's my home squad. So I went to Berkeley, but I was a Southern Cal kid. So that's a UCLA USC thing. So anytime I went home, had the fans, I had the family, the church members, everybody was there. So I couldn't embarrass. I had to do work. So I had to make everybody proud, my big brother and everybody. So I would say I would always be up for the Stanford game, Cal against UCLA, Cal against USC. Those were always special.
Oh yeah, I know
Yeah,
you
y'all
trying to
got the rapper being soft out there on the West Coast. You know that, right? So I'm glad you spitting something different today.
Stop it. You don't believe everything you hear. We are not soft, we are finesse.
She said
Slow
we are.
finesse, you know?
Okay, I mean, yeah, finesse is a good word. You finessing us now with that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
all good. I know it's a laid back culture though out there. I get it.
Hey, we chill. We chill.
but-
You know, it never rains in Cali, Biggie wanna be out there, all that stuff,
we see the jerseys in the background. So talk
Oh,
about the WNBA experience. I mean, what was that like? You got the Comets jersey, which is no more, and that's probably the most historic team
Yes.
ever.
Yes, I agree.
Wole, who do we interview? Gosh, that played in the WNBA.
Oh, she coached at Phoenix though. She was at
Yeah, she
Phoenix.
was coaching in Phoenix, assistant coach. Gosh,
Bridget? No.
no, assistant coach. Hold up, I got it. I will find it. But anyway, she was just talking about the era of the WNBA was so special back then.
Oh, it's extremely special.
And she was like, it don't compare today to what it was back then.
I agree. And I never want to come off as non-appreciative of what's going on now and what it's evolved to. But there was something special about the initial days. I mean, I originally went to the ABL. That's an American Basketball League. It was held during simultaneous with the regular basketball season while the WNBA was the summer. So I initially started in the ABL. But I'm telling you, the WNBA was cracking. I'm telling you, we start peeling off the ABL and come into the summer months of the WNBA, and it wasn't compared. It's not comparable. The marketing was great. The talent level was amazing. I mean, when you speak of the Houston Comets, you speak of 4 championships in a row. I will have to admit, because you can all do research, I came year 5. So there's Tina Thompson. There's Cynthia Cooper, raised the roof. There was Jeanette Arcane. I mean, Coquise Washington. There were some special people, special names. I was a part of it, made the team, got my minutes, was valuable as a reserve. And the environment, Houston Rockets environment, Houston Comets, they were all intertwined. It was a great place to be. It was nothing like it. I mean, for that team to have folded, probably disappointed a lot of hearts, because that place is special. And now you got other special places in the league, and it's expanded, but there's nothing like the first. And like I said, there is some watered down talent now, but there's definitely so much talent that could have compared. Like we always talk about, could NBA players in the day play in this now? So some of us think like that as alum. This kid get buckets when we first started. But I do think, much respect to all of them right now. I think there still needs to be a greater expansion so that more people can have the eloquent memories that we have of them Comet days, man.
It was Chastity Melvin. That's who. Chastity Melvin.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Carolina
right.
girl.
That's right. That's my girl. Went to NC State. So it was nothing like it, man. We were hooping. It was special. We got a lot of attention, like rock stars, supporters. And I do think, obviously, that's where big time fans for women's basketball originated.
Yeah.
I mean, he was going crazy. And, I've got a few back there, Houston Comets. I also play with the Miami Soul. Can't find my jersey, man, but Miami Soul. And so I played in the arena that Jimmy's playing in right now. I mean, back then, Karan Butler was on the team, and I think the coach now was an assistant. So I hold a special place in my heart for the Miami Heat, because Miami Soul, SOL, was a team that I was a part of. And
I remember them.
I was a 12-year pro, man, all over the place.
And all over.
All over overseas and everything. So it's nothing like it. It's nothing like it.
Yeah, it's wild, because I always, we ran out when we talk about the WNBA. I'm like, that time is, to me, the realest time, because not just like the talent in the faces, but I felt like they did a better job promoting the individuals back then.
I do too. I think now nobody wants to talk politics, but I think politically now you have an approach that you have to take in marketing something. Back then it's like, who's hooping? That's who we talking about.
Yes. Hooping, yeah.
You got Lisa, that's my girl, Lisa Leslie. You had I think Rebecca Lobo. I mean, she became a name and a brand. And I mean, Cheryl Swoops. I mean, we were at it in college, and we, in the WNBA as well. Cheryl was transitioning out when I came in, but like, I mean, the people that they're talking about and that you see on TV, literally putting it down on the court.
Yes.
So there was a parallel. There was a reason. There was because I played here, so I get this marketing. It was,
yes.
I do this. That's why
Yeah.
they're talking about me.
Yeah, I mean, they was on Martin, man. Like, come on now. They was on
Yeah,
Martin.
I mean, come on. Oh, my knee. Oh, my.
Yeah, come on, man. Like, they already let you know. They were mainstream. They
They
let you
were
know already.
real. Dawn. I mean, yeah, it was real stuff.
Yeah.
It was real stuff. So.
All right, so let's get into like the HBCU talk now. This has been enjoyable. We can get to now the nitty gritty.
Oh, yeah,
the
for
real.
sure.
All right, so last season was arguably your best season in Central. The team was 15-16 overall and fourth in the MEAC with an 8-6 record. Your team made it to the semis of the MEAC tournament. What did you learn about your team last season?
I learned that they were extremely coachable. And I'm speaking in past tense because the team we had last year won't be the same team.
Yeah.
Same makeup. So that was the first and last time I will have coached that particular team, but we were tough, man. And I think that was always a challenge for me because it's a frustrating part of me when somebody's soft. So, in many different ways, in various ways, especially because y'all think people from Cali soft anyway. I gotta have to come at them. So, I mean, just be tough. Don't be no punks, man. Like, go out there and compete regularly and make that mentality, the mentality you take over the game, that should be the mindset of practice and everything. Without any hard feelings, compete, like have a desire to win and not lose. So I think when I challenged my team early on, we were just awful with rebounding. We were just terrible. And I challenged us in a major way. Coaches helped me with that. And then we became one of the top rebounding teams for a stretch. We fell off a couple of times, but it was just a mindset. It wasn't the inability to do anything. It was the lack of a focus. So I think we became focused. They showed me they knew how to be focused. They showed me they know how to play together. And the heart and soul of my team, they hated losing. So it became personal in many ways.
You can see it though. You can definitely see it on the court.
Yeah,
you see the passion. That's one thing I saw. Like there's passion on that team. Like they gritty. Your team is very gritty. It was very gritty.
And I don't want to lose that mindset. Even with new personnel coming in, some going out, I want to stay gritty. I want to stay hungry. And then I want to respect each other's game. And you earn respect by your teammate, by how much that teammate sees you in the gym working on your stuff. I want that to become the norm and a natural thing for us.
I know as a coach, go ahead, bro, you good.
No, sure. All right, so like the goal is always, the goal of anybody building a program is to improve. Last season was an improvement. So what will it take for your team to take the next step next season to be a team that contends for the MEAC title or to capture the MEAC title?
I'm smiling because off air we talked about change of officiating and all that, but I'm not gonna insert that right now.
I'm glad you didn't.
I'm gonna leave that.
Let's leave that.
I'm gonna leave that.
Yeah, we got some trouble before, so we
did. That's why I got trouble. I got trouble asking a question about it.
Oh my God. Well, let me focus. What's it going to take? Tell me that question again. What's it going to take?
You're improving.
Right?
No, that's great. So like I was saying, like, what is it going to take next season to contend for the MEAC title?
Yeah. So I will say this, preseason rankings come out all the time. Sometimes I follow it, sometimes I care, most times I don't. But I remember that we were predicted after having a decent season the year before. It was decent in the tournament, not necessarily the regular season, but I think we were predicted 7th. That's offensive to me. That was offensive. I don't think I really lost anybody. I don't remember, but you predicted me 7th. That was motivation, and I think we were a game out of 3rd. So those were things we remembered throughout the year as a staff. And that helped motivate us on a day-to-day basis. But I do think we always have to emphasize rebounding, like being a domineering rebounding team. We really, I can't state that enough. And then not turning the ball over. We turned the ball over at a crazy clip, which drove me nuts. Then we got better. And then the last game of the season, I recall, we had way too many turnovers. We didn't convert in transition. So being in shape, I'll say it this way, coming in, we got to be in shape to do everything that we want to do. We play TSO basketball, transition, stops, and offense. You got to be able to get up and down. You got to be able to get stops, get the ball back. And then everybody should have a bag, a repertoire, the ability to get me buckets. Like if you can't do that, you're a hindrance to the program. So you got to be able to do that so we can incorporate TSO basketball. So you got to be in shape. You've got to work on your individual skill sets, which we hold them accountable for those, but we want the mindsets that you come in and gonna do it on your own. And then you have to be an unselfish player. So I'm bringing in players to answer your question. I'm bringing in players that will add to what we did do, and that will give us some aspects of the game that we didn't do well. So some scrappiness, another outside shooter, and I'm losing a big piece in Kyra Lowry, who was our point guard who had come from Auburn. That's speed and some wisdom. So I'm bringing in higher IQ players that can put these pieces together, and we can roll.
So I'm gonna ask the boring question now, but it's important though. I know you say you educating yourself kind of on HBCU since you started at Central. How does the history of the school factor in the history of hoops there? Like it's probably or arguably the most legendary hoop school and HBCUs. I mean, you think about Coach McClendon and just the history and where we started from. So
right,
does that factor into just your message in recruiting or to your players throughout the season at all?
I probably shouldn't use it more in recruiting. I mean, because it's major, it's huge. Like I said, I'm going to commit to doing that in the recruiting process, so people are aware from the beginning the history of the game and this university. But once you're a part of the team, yes, I definitely, because John McClendon has a picture, a mural on the wall, and it's crazy because again, I didn't know till I got here the history and the first African-American NBA, all those things, and we did with the urging of Coach Moten, actually the men's coach, they honored his family and everything this year with a statue and everything. So a lot of our girls started asking questions. And so this year, in particular, I realized the importance of us not having a team full of people that doesn't know where they're playing for and who they're playing for and what this university has been through. But when I was hired, I had to do my research and understand that they hired me to elevate the women's program, as has the men's program been elevated with Coach Moten. I mean, championship pedigree. So I can't be next door and be the loser on the block. So I'm trying to take us up to levels that make everyone proud. I mean, we've got a couple of retired jerseys of women that have played in the past prior to the D1 era. So when people come here, they want to be the first on the wall for women's basketball for the D1 era. So we've got the past few years here, I've had pretty much the rookies of the MEAC rookies of the year. And I don't have them any longer on my rosters, just by the portal and people getting poached and picked off. I mean, it's crazy. But when they come in, they're looking to be the first of something in this program. And we've accomplished many first goals since I've been here. All conference, rookies of the year. So we're doing those check by check. And I want somebody that's going to stick it through the whole time. And when we build that base and have those bodies, we'll add to the history of North Carolina Central.
You know who Harold Hunter is? My bad, Wole.
Harold Hunter. No.
All right, research that name.
Oh man, I'm writing notes. I got you. Okay.
Yeah, man, he went to Central. He played here in Washington. That's where we are. And yeah, 5'9" point guard, light skin.
Why you gotta mention light skin?
Oh, so he light skin, bro.
So you see how you do that is?
So he advocating. He advocating.
But nah, for real, like he's part of. I mean, you look at the Willis Reeds of the world, like the legendary HBCU players. He's right up there. Coach
Harold Hunter. Okay.
He went to Central.
Wow, I should know that then. Okay, I'm gonna look him up.
So Coach, you mentioned like you want new players to have their jerseys retired in the Raptors and whatnot. But in terms of your returning players, like what's going to take them to take it to the next level? And who are some of these returning players that we should keep our eye on?
Morgan Callahan has been in my program for a few years, and she had an injury. So COVID year, all that, she'll have a few more years left. She's working on an incredible degree, like something super smart, psychological science, something. I don't know. But she was honored after the season for all MEAC tournament, all tournament team. She did really well. She's capable of being a double-double on a regular night throughout the season. And once Morgan figures that out herself, and do it consistently, it's about her confidence factor. It wavers sometimes. And I try to do the best I can at teaching young ladies. It's not about the game you play that day. Those will vary, but it's how you approach the game and how you bounce back from the mistake you make on the court. It's cool. It doesn't change who you are. I struggled for a second, but I can pick it back up. So once Morgan has a consistent level of confidence, she's going to be a player that silently, very humble, silently gets it done in a major way, and is huge for this program. Tippy Robertson, another Chicago kid, one of those Harold Hunter size, feisty, tough kids that she has come from Stetson. But like I said, with Mira Burks, Chicago kid with toughness, she will run this team this year from the point guard spot. She's extra motivated, knowing that there was an ACC point guard that left from Raleigh that's now going to be playing in Norfolk State. So trust me, she's working extra hard to understand that those matchups are going to be epic. But Tippy Robertson will be very special going out with her senior year. And I say that by statistics and by her on-court leadership. She'll get in anybody's face. She's the heart of this team. She's energetic and she's tough. She can get to the bucket. She has got to get out the mentality that all she used to be able to do is just pass, but she can score at will and she can set players up. Lee, I've got several players coming in. Mira Burks is coming back better than ever, because honestly, in the tournament, she did well and fought hard, but she was outplayed by, we've talked about a couple of players in the league, and I told her, and we had these conversations, how our young lady did work. Forgot her name.
How?
Destiny balled out. And so I was able to use her as a teaching point, but I'm like, Mira, if this is what you're trying to do, you have to do this on a consistent and regular level. So she will come back ready. She had off-season thumb surgery. She's healed from that, and she's going to definitely expand her ball handling and the ability to not just catch and shoot, but put on the floor and mix it up. So I'm excited about her too. But I've got some incoming packages. Had to beef it up a little bit. So I've got size and speed coming out of the high school level. Jada Creech. I've got a few more pieces coming. I can't give it all.
Okay, I was going to ask you, let us know about these. I was going to ask you, let us know about these new recruits. That was my next question.
That was your next question? Yeah,
but if you want to hold that in, I get it then. I
hold it in. You know we all do that at the beginning of our MEAC time. They all downplay it.
They do that. That's so true.
It's so typical. It's so typical. I'm trying not to be like that.
It's all good. I get it. I get it. But I do think that, like,
but I will say this, not to cut you off, the transfer portal, the JUCO route, in addition to me, I'm trying to stay committed to bringing in high school talent and developing them instead of always going to get the ready-made piece, blending that in with the returners and everything like that. So I am bringing in a few high school players, the JUCO route, and a couple of transfers. I got a transfer coming from Sam Houston State. Cool. So she's got some experience for me on the ball and off the ball. So those pieces will definitely change our look a little bit, but make us better.
I was gonna say this, like, I don't know how a player can lack confidence knowing that you're the coach. What I mean by that is that you instill.
That's a compliment, but what I mean?
No, I'm saying when I watched you coach, right? And it's like all you do is give them confidence. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of coaches, they get on somebody and they kind of take it away without knowing they're taking it away. But you like, hey, keep shooting it. Like, they can't guard, like, you, like, in terms of when you're talking to somebody, you're like, they can't guard you, keep shooting it. Like, I don't know.
You were able to hear that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, because I coach kids, I coach kids, and that's the thing I always try to tell them, like, keep shooting. Like, I'm not, you keep shooting, because you're instilling confidence in them. So when you say somebody loses confidence who's a hooper, I'm like, I don't see why you're the coach. I don't see how they can do that.
Wow. That's a major compliment for me. And I would agree. I mean, I've said this before, like, I would love to have played for a me.
I see
If that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And I'm not trying to pat myself
No, I know, I get it.
back.
I
It's
get
just having played the game, having coached for many coaches, different environments, different places, and all that stuff. I feel like I know what's effective. I'm a fan of the game, so I'm gonna be the biggest cheerleader, but I'm gonna be able to get on your butt. But you should be able to take it because you know I got your back. Like, and I'm not gonna gas you up. If you're stinking it up, I'll tell you stinking it up, work on something different that day. We're gonna do it together. So thank you for saying that. And I tend to agree with you. I think in my coaching, that is one of the biggest things that confuses me. How could you not have confidence when I'm not tearing you down? I'm not doing that. I don't do that. I wasn't raised like that. So only you're stopping you. If you're being stopped, it's you and what's going on in your head. Because Coach Tris is trying to be the fan. So all I could say to that is we work on things consistently so that repetition helps them build confidence. And I don't know what happens when one shot doesn't go and I revert back, because I'm gonna shoot that thing till that mug go in.
That's what I'm saying.
That's how I'm gonna get my confidence.
That's what I'm saying.
I love the coaching style, and you balance out the basketball department, because Coach Moten, he kind of crazy.
That's so true.
Now you turn around, you saying something lighthearted. He turned and say, "Man, these young boys crazy, man."
That sound like them. That sound like
these young kids crazy. So I think it's a good balance. Your style is perfect.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Here it is. My style might be great, but he winning. So I want to win. So if I got to flip it a little bit and be Moten-ish on him, I'm about to.
Hey, like I said earlier, your program is improving, though. You know what I mean? Like, you're doing when you build a program, that's what your goal is, to improve, and you're doing that. You know what I mean? So I feel like you're almost there. Like, to be honest with you.
Thank you, man. But I'm a little impatient, because I wouldn't be who I am if I'm settling for a 10-year plan. I'm trying to get it done. Like, I do say that we've been on a steady incline. So statistically, individually, as a team, all of that, fan wise, all that has grown. But again, I think one of the reasons why I was hired by former AD athletic director, Dr. Wicker McCree, is because she saw in me what I'm capable of doing. So she brought me here to do it. I want to do it now. Like, my first year, our mindset and our motto was now. Like, what are we waiting for? There's nothing to wait. What's crazy is, Deion Sanders tried to say that the other day with his program. I was like, man, I said that at Central 7 years ago.
He's a thief.
He's a thief. Stop thief.
Stop thief.
And now it's all big. Like, I said that in Durham, North Carolina. But we're doing it. So kudos for you for knowing and seeing the baby steps and the progress. And I get a lot of support from lifelong fans that have seen us turn this program around. But in all honesty, I don't want any complacency. I don't want anybody saying, "Oh, this is the best year you ever had, you good," and we sitting back. No, because I'm still looking at 4 games that I'm mad about we should have won. We should have had 19 wins. So COVID, I mentioned COVID. We were right there. That was my year 2 or year 3. About to win a turnaround. I promise you we're about to win that thing, because we had knocked off teams we weren't supposed to, A&T 3 times, and we were right there. Then we took a setback. I mean, unfortunately, the university took a hit, athletic department, just COVID in general, so kind of slow rolled us back to where we are now. But I expected us to be where we are a few years ago, to be honest with you. So I'm impatient right now, which I shouldn't be, but that's a personal thing. We get there.
You're raising the whole profile of the conference too. That's what I love as well. Because the MEAC is growing stronger and stronger.
Thank you, guys.
I'm here for it. Real talk. It's multiple teams, including your team. Definitely.
Nice. I know you're rooting for the Shore, but
I'm saying. I'm just saying.
Brad Basher's my guy though, so I root for him too when we're not playing him.
Look, one thing Ray and I would be like beating all the coaches, like most of the coaches, right? That we've enjoyed all of them. I think all of you all are just great people, to be honest with you, from what we've will be done. So
now we
I
got
think,
love. We got love for everybody. And again, we went to UMES, and this is a long time ago. I mean, we was there. I was there in the 90s. I mean, we both were.
yeah,
So you guys have seen it grow.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
So
what
you
I'm
got
saying.
that hometown pride.
There you go. I
hometown
mean,
pride.
see,
Yeah.
Central wasn't in the MEAC when we were there. So
yeah, they were, yeah.
I mean, the MEAC at the time was like Howard and Coppin, and that was it. I'm just being real in terms
Morgan
of
State too, right? Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, basically it was those two. Yeah, when we was there, basically.
I mean, if you beat Howard, it was homecoming celebrations.
Yeah.
Popping off. So
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet.
so now to see kind of just the programs growing, I mean, it's so dope, man, for real. Like this is just coming from somebody who's been watching for a long time.
Oh man, thank
So
you.
it's genuine. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
I love it. I feel that. We can honestly and pridefully say that we beat everybody in the conference this year. At least split with them.
Yeah.
Swept a couple, except for I think we did not beat Morgan State, which bothers me. It just bothers me. But so we got in-house goals and we've got realistic ones. I think we'll enter the season with some realistic expectations that I expect us to fulfill.
My bad, Wole, real quick. I want to ask you one more thing before
sure.
you go. Knowing your background and the connections you have, does that make scheduling easier for you outside of conference?
Oh, good
That's
point.
A great question.
That's a good question. It's a real good question.
That's a very good question. I think it makes it easier just because I can pick the phone up and call somebody or have my coaches, call my person, call my guy or my girl. But as the program gets better and people kind of don't want to play us, they shoot me to the voicemail a little bit, man. Like, wait, what?
Listen, see, that's what I'm talking about.
That ain't cool.
That's so messed up.
When I first got here, I had first year Oregon State. They went to the Final Four that year. I mean, we could have had anybody we wanted here, and they came here. Now they're not even really answering me like that.
I'm telling you, Wole, it's real. I seen a coach. I ain't gonna say who, but this person showed me a text message like, I'm keeping this coach on ice because I ain't trying to play them. I ain't trying to get upset by no squad that, I'm like, dang. And
that's something LaVelle Moulton told me, like in the beginning when he came, he's been my guy, really. He's been my guy. He's been helpful, just educating me with how things work, how things go, mindsets, helping me to not be frustrated about some things and be proud of my little successes. But that's one thing, like I came here wanting everybody to understand, to get a Power 5 team, Final Four bound, Sweet 16 bound team to come to our HBCU, that's huge. Like I can do that with a phone call and we get to compete and I get to expose my young ladies to something different. But he also said like, he had in his early years, he was playing teams that, low key, he would get the win again and they not calling him anymore because it's a lose-lose for them. It's a lose-lose. You beat them, if they beat us to death, they're supposed to.
Yes.
If they don't beat us to death, they're trash.
Yeah, true.
So they don't have any motivation really. So I do appreciate the teams that allow us to compete, and there are guaranteed games for people that don't know. Some people are committed to the Power Fives playing us to be able to give us some money for our department, compete, give us exposure, and they're doing it with good reason, and we appreciate those. But some are not trying to hear.
Yeah, that the politics, I tell you, is something else.
I tell you, man.
I tell you. So, Coach, I'll wrap it up with this. What does coaching at an HBCU mean to you?
It means that someone believed that Trisha Stafford-Odom was a person capable of guiding young lives in their formative years. And they entrusted me with being in an environment where people can look up to me, not as just a coach, but as a Black woman, married woman with children, and see how I juggle lives, my personal life, my professional life, and they can be inspired to know that, she was a hooper, she's a wife, she got kids, she goes to their games, she's a real person. I could see her walking around, I could get to her, can knock on her door. I don't have to go through a million people to get to her, but I'm real. And I think hopefully and prayerfully, I've been some form of inspiration to some people, not just young ladies, but men too, that say, "Yo, she kind of nice." Coach Trisha's all right. So I'm proud as well. I missed the first several years of my life being at a PWI, which I don't regret, but I understand why people have committed to furthering their education and to being in the midst of an environment of an HBCU because it's nothing like it.
Well, Coach, you have a fan here now. Like that, you're a fan here.
Well,
Like I was already a fan like that day, but now it's I ain't gonna lie, it's been up now. I ain't gonna hold you. It's been up now, so it's a whole different level now.
Man.
I ain't gonna
Well,
lie to you.
I appreciate it so much. Thank you so much. Y'all gonna be back at the games this year? Where you gonna be?
We gonna be at the show. Definitely.
Y'all gotta be like right by me now. Y'all gotta be like. I need that in my life.
You know what?
Around, we make the rounds everywhere.
We do. We will. We'll make the rounds.
And I have to compliment you guys because obviously prior to doing the show and a couple of days ago, I went on and I watched a couple of the podcasts and I'm like, they are fire, energetic. I love it. Like I didn't want to be here like this.
Oh no, we ain't about that life.
Nah, we have fun doing this, but yeah, we got to make the rounds. That's the hard part. I mean,
yeah,
we don't even live close to UMES. Honestly, that's a drive.
It's a drive.
The closest HBC to us is technically D1 is Howard. So that's where I cover a lot of games. So I'll see you there probably.
That's fair. I understand that. As long as you sit closer to my side, then you do ties, Coach Ty. we pinky swear on that. Then we good. I'm gonna picture of us right here. This is cool.
I love it. I love it. Well, Coach, is there anything you would like to add before we let you go?
No, I just like I said, don't forget that when you guys are doing this and you're pumping us up, that I respect what you guys are doing. It's fun, it's exciting, it's exposure. And like I said, you have done your job. You're not just a couple of guys on here chopping it up, having fun and laughing, but you've done your job. So I respect it. I just thank you guys for inviting me and having me.
Thank you. And thank you for being on HBCU Corner with Urban Sports, and we appreciate it.
Much love. Eagle Pride.
I love it.